it's always been an art to us, and we now need to make it a science.
The way you talked about like mindset with selling is like such an amazing learning curve.
One of the first pages that you'll see is our collaborative client-facing tool.
Hello guys, I literally cannot believe it's been 4 weeks already, and I think this is actually just proving to me the power of what these accountability sessions are going to do for me and for you guys, because if I can't believe it's been 4 weeks, that means the accountability is working, because so much has happened, so much has been done, but actually knowing that I had to sit down and record this video meant that I was ticking things off my to-do list, literally, to be able to tell you guys about it. So 4 whole weeks since I sat in my car and cried over a Costa coffee, but I actually feel really, really proud of myself for like being as open and transparent about why this is such a huge deal for me. I've had some really amazing, lovely feedback from you guys, and I think actually there's a reason that talking about, you know, being a young female and stepping back from my business and what that means to me and to James and, you know, our future family one day, I think there's a reason that it made me so emotional, is because as a young person with all of those thoughts and feelings, I have never seen anybody talk about it really online, and I think it's something that I've definitely been scared to. And so I just wanted to kick off by saying thank you. The response to that video, not only that bit specifically, but the entire video has just been amazing, and I'm just so excited to see what we can do together. I'm planning on trying to convince GoProposal to throw us like a celebration party at the end of the year, so if you are up for that, please help me peer pressure them by commenting in the comment section of this video to just advocate for the fact that we need a celebration party at the end of 12 months. So it's been 4 weeks. Last time we spoke, I was just sort of getting the ball rolling with GoProposal, and so tomorrow we have invited GoProposal and the team to come and spend a day in our offices. And so we're going to have a deep dive into the product. There's people within the team who have never seen the product before, so it's going to be the first time that they see it. So again, if you're an accountant following this journey, you'll be able to like come through our eyes and our journey seeing the product for the first time. We obviously have lots of practical things that we need to run through in terms of implementing the software, going through all of the pricing, all of that stuff. So the team are going to come, we're going to show them around the office, deep dive into the product. They're going to run through core values. Again, as I said in the last video, the reason that we decided to work with GoProposal was very, very much to do with the way that they run their business. We're a core values driven organization and they are as well, and so it seemed like such an incredible partnership. And so we're just going to have a deep dive into their origin, core values, all of that stuff, ours as well, like how we got from this dining room table all the way to where we are now. And so I'm going to bring you behind the scenes into that session, into how we are going to start generating traction on this project within our business. Again, I think sometimes when you've got a system or a process or a software embedded into your business, it can feel so hard to change. And so I'm hoping by documenting this journey, even from a practical perspective, about like how and what we do, I'm hoping that'll help you guys to do some of that like difficult work within your own business as well. A very quick note on fees. So another part of the last video that I was really, really proud of myself for, and proud of me and James, was that was the first time we've ever shared our turnover figures publicly. I've spoken before about like being on track to hit £1 million in this financial year, but I've never actually given a number. And I think it made some of your heads explode. So if you're an accountant, what you probably did, because this is what I would have done, would be to take the turnover that I said in that month and then times it by 12 and then divide it by the number of clients that we have. But that's not how to calculate. So as accountants, we calculate, very often we calculate like average price per client. But the one thing that I didn't say in that video, which would have given you context to not make your head fall off, because I had a lot of DMs from people saying that average fee per client is really, really low, and it is low when you don't know that we actually bill on completion of work. And so our portfolio and our revenue is normally quite a bit far behind our portfolio size, and so our portfolio size is much higher than that, but we track revenue and actual billed work through our turnover. So we only bill upon completion of the work. It is a part of the business that I'm very, very proud of. It helps us to provide financial education, financial support and resources to clients long before actually traditionally they would have reached out to an accountant. And so for annual services, we only bill upon completion of the work, so they don't receive an invoice until they receive their accounts and their tax return. For monthly work, they they receive an invoice monthly, and then for quarterly services, they receive an invoice quarterly. So loads of people, I think, divided our current client account by our current turnover, and then they were like, oh my God, that's really low. But actually, that's not how we calculate it. Turnover normally is a bit behind our portfolio size, because obviously it takes time. Some clients will on board with us and then we don't do work for them for a year. Other people come on board with a backlog. And so there's always a difference between our portfolio size and our current month revenue, and revenue is always behind portfolio. And so I did just want to talk about fees, because I had quite a lot of DMs from other accountants, either saying that they were confused or that the average fee per client was quite low. Obviously we are like a boutique style accountancy practice. We're not cheap and we have really good fees, and so quite a few people were like, yeah. So just for context, I'm going to schedule some time to have like a pricing conversation, and then how pricing mixes with billing, because I think there's something that goes hand in hand. So I'm going to stop waffling. Really excited to bring behind the scenes tomorrow with GoProposal. So let's go. Hi everybody, so this is video and episode 2 in our series of stepping back from the quoting and pricing area of the business, improving and like starting from scratch with our onboarding experience for clients. And so GoProposal are coming into the office today. We're being joined for the whole day. Bearing in mind that I've spoken about Annabella a lot in this series, but I haven't actually introduced you guys. So this is Annabella. Annabella is our business development manager. Do you want to tell people a little bit about you?
I am Annabella, obviously. I have been with strivex for 2 months, doing a lot of quoting work with Rachel and speaking to lots of new clients, which is very exciting. And I'm really excited to start using GoProposal and see how that can help us with our kind of inquiry and quoting processes.
Amazing. And as a joining present, I bought Annabella Selling to Serve by James Ashford. I also feel like friends who buy friends books are like an elite type of friend. I feel like buying people books is like such a niche area. And you listened to the last bit, or you started again on the way down?
I've started again. I've read 3/4 of it and I've started listening to it again on my drive here.
Yeah. Life hack, if you were thinking about reading Selling to Serve, I'm actually a fan of, there's a lot of like, not pictures, but like drawings and diagrams and references in the physical book, but then the audiobook is actually read by James Ashford, and he adds in like lots of extra snippets and extra bits of information in the audiobook. So I'm actually sponsored by buying both.
Yeah.
And like buying the book and listening to the audiobook as well.
Like,
so what have you thought so far?
Highlighting through the book, but then listening to it as well. Well, obviously fellow Yorkshiremen.
Yeah.
So that's great. And we have the same favourite restaurant.
Yes.
In 3 Acres, so that's good. I think I read it actually on holiday, or started reading it, and then I've listened to it today. And I think the way he talks about like mindset with selling is like such an amazing learning curve.
Yeah, like you're not pushing it on someone else, like they've come to you,
they
need help, and it's you helping them.
And I think yesterday when we were doing inquiry work and quoting work, having read it and like starting to apply the lessons, I feel like it was a different.
And I actually watched calls that you did yesterday and said like that was the best call I've ever seen you do, and I felt like it was, you just go into it with a different level of confidence because you don't feel like you're being pushy or like a salesperson. You're there, I am here to help you, like you've come to me for help, and this is how I can get you from where you are now to where you want to be.
And one of the big takeaways I took was he says about like being yourself rather than trying to be like a different person at work, and would you speak to your friends the same way you talk to potential clients. And so yesterday when we were doing calls, I was much more like just me rather than trying to be work and professional, and I enjoyed the calls a lot more, and I think they went better with sort of prospects. So,
and I feel like when we were doing stuff together and like you were watching meeting calls, like building rapport was one of the things that you said, like you build rapport so quickly, but I feel like building rapport literally comes from being yourself and like giving examples of like oh, like when I do that, this is what happens, or like literally just genuinely showing an interest in what people do. I feel like so many accountants deal with inquiries out from a place of fear, and so they just 100%. Forget to like treat the person as a person and be like, what, because we've been 10 minutes into a call before and the prospect's nervous, we're nervous, and you think, I haven't actually asked you what you do. What, like, tell me what you do, tell me why you do it, and help you get there more. But I feel like, did you read or listen to Selling to Serve and then realise that that's why we do certain things in the process? It's like asking for North Star, asking for like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 100%. There's one chapter that's literally going through like the different steps and good bits and bad bits. I was like, oh, I could notice that in our process.
just shown the guys from GoProposal around the office. They're just getting a coffee. And so I thought I would just grab James very quickly to do a little run through about our proposal and quoting journey so far, because as you guys know, James is the OG, Mr. Strivex himself. So do you want to say a little bit about how you used to quote when you first started the business, from spare bedroom, one-man band vibes?
Yeah, so we came from a top 75 firm, and the way I started the business was based on that firm, and all they used to do was send an email out. And that
with a table of like services and then fees. Yeah,
it basically just be, okay, this is what I think it's going to cost, this is what it costs other clients in your industry, there you go, that's it.
And we thought we were being really jazzy because it was like colour. The table was in our branded colours.
Yeah, like I had a blue header on it.
Yeah, we thought that was really snazzy.
Yeah, because they didn't even put headers in, they just put bullet points, and so I was like, I'm going to do a header.
So you thought you were the bee's knees?
Thought it was bee's knees.
Yeah.
And then we realised that actually there's a lot of other small firms that are quoting, and they are doing a similar thing, so we wanted to do something that was a little bit better.
And at that point, there was no like pipeline, or we just sort of sent an email out, followed up a week later, and that was it.
Yeah. So then we started using a proposal software that was great at that time, and
it was affordable as well, wasn't it? Like, yeah.
But it was better than what our competitors were doing, so that's why we chose it, and it worked.
Yeah, it had a dashboard, and we thought it was really jazzy because it had a dashboard.
Yeah.
We could like see what we'd quoted, and it had like live tracking, so we could see what people had done.
And again, at the start of the business, we weren't taking on that many clients, so actually having a dashboard was almost irrelevant, because you knew in your head that you got
10
3 or 4
prospects.
clients coming up, and who they were and where you were with them. But then as we started getting bigger, we started realising that we needed something a little bit better.
Cool. And then that's when I started then needing to free up your times. Then you went on to like lead and head up the accounts team and the business services teams, and I took quoting completely off you. I've then gone away and done lots of like reading and research and found GoProposal, and so James has actually been quite excluded from the process of procuring new software. And so today James is going to see the product for the first time, have a demo for the first time, meet the team for the first time. We're going to go through like core values and mission, because we're very, very aligned with what GoProposal are doing and who they are as a company. So James is going to be with you guys having like a first look at the same time.
So I think the hardest thing handing it over to you was I'm not doing it, and it's the worry of someone else doing it. But it worked out great because Rachel's director of the company, and it's her baby as much as it is mine. And so now we're the next step.
Yeah.
Rachel's recently just passed it on to the business development manager. So they're not a director, it's not their baby. And so we need something to make sure that they are selling it in the way we want to sell the business.
Yeah, and that was the thing that we spoke about in episode 1, which was it's always been an art to us, and we now need to make it a science, so that there's no isms or like there can't be differences. It all has to be, you can put who you are into it, but the base fundamentals are exactly the same, and we can scale on that basis as well.
Yeah, because you learn things which you wouldn't know unless you've done it before. Yeah. So handing it over to someone who's not done it is quite worrying, but if you set up the process and you've got the software to help you, then you can pass on all your knowledge to that person.
Cool. So we're going to kick off the plan for the day. So we're having like a get to know you session. We're going to go through our roles, what we do in the company, Annabella's role, Tamsin's role, and then the team at GoProposal. We're going to go through core values and mission for both firms, and then we're going to have a demo of the software. We're going to have a quick break for lunch. We've got some fun TikToks to make with the team, our team and GoProposal, and then this afternoon we're then also just having a further deep dive with the content creation team to just map out what the journey looks like over the coming months. So we're going to get the guys from GoProposal in. I'll see you in a bit.
Because 64% of accountants feel that they are underestimated in their value. So the more people that know about GoProposal, the better.
And we've had a couple of the pricing, like where clients have been frustrated by pricing, is where things have been changing. We've not been reviewing pricing. Then we review pricing all in one go. We've been like, your fees like doubled. So like payroll, for example, people get added new members. So I think a lot of our scope creep comes into our business services, where bookkeeping, the job's bigger than we thought it was, or maybe the client's bookkeeping isn't as good as they said it was, and so really getting the business services team like running through pricing every single quarter, specifically on things like payroll. I think
we've gone through lots of different bottlenecks, haven't we? So when the team was a little bit smaller and I was reviewing all of the work, I couldn't keep on top of everything, and so we couldn't get work out, and then we took on managers. And then we found another bottleneck, so we're doing something else, and then we got another bottleneck. So Rachel was the recent one because she couldn't take on all of the prospects. Now Annabella's helping. Our admin can't deal with the prospects for both of them.
Yeah.
So now we have two admins, and
it's very, very easy as a manager to be like, I'll do it faster and I'll do it better.
Yeah, we're currently trying to make James turn his hands, so it doesn't help.
And even with technical things as well, like as a business owner, you have to go, okay, the standard is going to drop a little bit, but it will get better again.
Yeah.
And that's quite hard to deal with.
Really hard. Yeah.
And people are always trying their best. You know, like people, that drop in anything doesn't come from a bad place. It comes from people really, really trying their best.
Yeah.
This is what I struggle with as well. They always come to you with questions because you can get the answer quicker than them looking for it.
I should ignore them. Ignore them for like an hour and they'll figure it out on their own.
I hated James when I first started here. So how do I do this? Process note. Just tell me. So much quicker than me trying to find process note on it.
Like, there you go.
I did it to you with someone else when they started, and I was like, "Here's process note for it." I was like, "Oh god."
It's the best way forward though, because I feel like if you ask someone a question and they give you the answer, you know that answer for that moment, then it goes. But if you physically have to go and read for it, look for it, like it's more like stay in your brain because you have to go through the process of finding it.
Yeah.
Process now.
One of the first pages that you'll see is our collaborative client-facing tool. Here you can instantly build out both the proposal and engagement letter document. Below you can start to make specific selections such as what template you want to use, whether this is a new client or a renewal, and of course the type of engagement letter to pull through based on the entity type. You can start to make further selections such as capturing your client's annual revenue range, as this will help to drive some of the pricing below. The services themselves are split out into individual sections, and you can see here at the top we have the bookkeeping services. All of the services are displayed in a way that is easily understandable for your clients so they can follow the process. If we have a look at bank reconciliation as an example, you can see this is broken down further so that we're capturing every element of the service. For example, we're defining the number of items that we're reconciling and how often the frequency. So will this be monthly, weekly, or daily?
Hello, okay, so I am just wrapping up after what a day. Like, I'm literally just gonna get cozy and take my makeup off. I've just put a hoodie on and I just wanted to have a little debrief with you. As you can tell, like that was such a day. Like we covered so much, we got into so much. We did also manage to make some like really fun short form content with the team at GoProposal. So if you're not following us on TikTok and Instagram, please do to keep in touch. You can check it out here. So we made loads of short form content. At the end of the day, we were like dead by the end of the day. No amount of coffee could have like kept us up where we were, because I feel like we were all just like so excited. We had so much to cover. Yeah, so just such a great day. But it is the time of the video where it's time for you guys to give me updates on where you're at. So where did you start? What is your end goal and how much progress have you made in the last 4 weeks? As you can see, it feels like momentum's really starting to build for us on this project. We've taken away about 27 action points to put on my to-do list or the team's to-do list to now really get stuck into pricing, what that looks like, how can we turn this into a science and not an art. So have so much to do on my to-do list now, but in a really exciting way. So I want to know in the comments, where are you at? How much progress have you made? What's been difficult? Have you encountered any like roadblocks on the way? Yeah. I also have just realized I've never filmed here before. This is actually my capsule wardrobe. I feel like I'm going to get loads of comments on where I am. This is actually my capsule wardrobe. This is my dressing room, because I'm just getting changed from the crazy day. So I want to know in the comments, do you want a party to celebrate at the end of the year? Come on, Go Proposal. Do we want a party? Where are you at now? Where did you start? What's been the good bits? What's been the bad bits? And how much closer are you to that long-term goal? Obviously, I cannot close off this video without saying a huge thank you to GoProposal. Obviously, as well as coming and spending the day with us, they are sponsoring not only this video, but the entire series where we get to spend an entire year together, working together on our small business long-term goals. So obviously, a very big thank you to GoProposal for sponsoring today's video.